Paul, thanks for joining us. We're looking forward to the weekend game away to Queen of the South. All the talk after last Saturday's match was about our failure to compete against Ayr. Have the last 5 days shown you that there's a resolve within the squad to put things right starting this weekend?
Yeah, obviously very disappointing. The week, 7 days before that, we had I think a very good performance against Partick Thistle and unlucky to win the game, and then went down to Kilmarnock, great performance and a great result to get us into the cup final. So we're all looking forward to the Saturday, but as we all know, we're well beat on the day and we've got just rewards, and very, very disappointing. But the players have responded well in the training, obviously coming a wee bit flat on Monday, but we've had to lift the players up and we've had a good week's training so far.
Yeah, and just sticking with that last weekend's game for one more second, how much does a heavy defeat in front of our own supporters particularly hurt the coaching and playing staff?
It hurts everybody, from the supporters right through to everybody that's involved with the football club. It was as I said, it's such a great performance and result midweek against Kilmarnock. I think it was giving everybody a real high, a cup final to look forward to, going into the game, trying to get one in the league to kick us on in the league, and it just all fell flat in the day, and really, really disappointing for everybody. Yeah.
You've got to hope that players should be inspired to impress, not only to get the team back on track this weekend at Queen of the South. There's also a cup final to play for, but professional pride as well.
Yeah, very much so. You look for that. We know we're on a bad run just now. There's no hiding place from that, and desperate to go and get a win. And we're all sticking together, and we've just got to try and bounce back. But we've been saying that for too many weeks now. We've got to go to do it on the park between 3 o'clock and 4:45, and we're all going down there desperately to go and get the 3 points.
Yeah, and in the technical area at Queen's, obviously a familiar face in Grant Murray helping Willie Gibson there. Without putting too much onto them, you can't fail to be impressed at their turnaround in recent weeks under the new management duo.
Yeah, very much. Obviously, we brought Grant here as a player, and then Grant came onto the coaching staff once John had moved on. I worked with Grant for I think 18 months. He was great to work with, and obviously we had success in the Challenge Cup, the Ramsden Cup at the time, I think it was. So it was. I know how professional he is. I think he's taken a lot of his professionalism off of John and how he goes about their business. But they've done very well. Obviously a defeat on Tuesday against Partick Thistle, hard place to go. But previous to that, I think they've won the last 3 games. They've only lost one goal in the last 5, so they've certainly tightened up at the back. So we know any time you go down to the Palmerston, it's a real difficult game, and it'll be very much the same on Saturday.
Yeah, I always ask yourself or John about team selection in a roundabout way, and without giving away your secrets. The composition of our midfield will be interesting with the way we've played recently and the way that certain players have performed in the cup victory at Killie. Aaron Arnott's featured well. Ben Williamson's just been named in the under-21 squad for Scotland. That's got to inspire the likes of Aaron Arnott and the other younger players at the team, in the club, that they can impress.
Yeah, very much so. As I say, it's up to the players, and Monday to Friday, especially after a bad defeat on the Saturday. We spoke to the players on Monday, and it's up to them to get themselves in the team this Saturday. You do that by working hard in training and having a good performance, and giving the manager real issues to go and pick the team this Saturday. Delighted for Ben Williamson to keep his cell in that under-21 squad. He's done very well when he has played for the 21s, and I think it's a real, as you mentioned there, for all the rest of the young boys, it gives them something to try and aim to. We've obviously, but previous to that, we had big Kieran Bowie in the 21s as well, so it's something for these boys to aspire to.
Another young player that caught the attention in the last week was Caden Mitchell. He's been loaned out to Bo'ness for the rest of the season, and if I recall correctly, a man of the match and a goal in his first couple of games. What's he going to gain from that experience through at Bo'ness?
Well, firstly, obviously, as you said, he went down to Beath, and if anyone's been down to Beath, it's a real difficult place to go and play your football. So that'll give him great experience. A man of match performance for him down there. And then playing against Civil Service on Tuesday, a headed goal from him from there. So it'll give him more game time, because that's the problem. We've not got the biggest squad. It's difficult to get midweek games for the younger ones. Hence why 3 or 4 of them have gone out on loan now. So it'll just give, same as Quinn and Luke Mahady, Adam Mason at Thornton Hibs, it'll give them all experience and more game time, and hopefully come back better players. Yeah.
And finally, Paul, just before kick-off on Saturday, there was an impeccable minute's silence in tribute to Frank Connor, somebody you spent a number of months here with at the start of his Rovers career. Just a final thought, a remembrance from you of Frank and what he was like to work with.
Yeah, anytime I actually spoke to him on my time here, it always puts a smile on my face. Obviously I played with Keith Wright up front at that time. I think Frank probably came in the March, and I moved on to Motherwell at the end of the season, and probably looking back, Frank wanted me to stay another season. Frank got myself, I think me and Keith were probably doing all right at that time, but he gave us a new lease of life when he came, a real bubbly character. And if me and Keith had a good game, he came in and absolutely slaughtered us after the game. And he worked the other way. If we didn't have our best of games, he would come in and tell us how good we were and pick us up that week. Similar to what we were trying to do this week, try to pick the boys up for Saturday's game. He was a fantastic character, a great coach. And as I say, probably one of my biggest regrets was not staying another season at Raith, because Frank said to me, work with me another year, and I'll get you a bigger and better move. But I was desperate to go back full time, and obviously the opportunity came along to go to Motherwell, and obviously Andy Harrell to come back here. But not just myself. I think what Frank built there for the Jimmy Nicholl era was fantastic with the players he brought in. Gordon Dalziel, wow, what a signing! Bringing Gordon Dalziel to the club. Gordon was probably going nowhere with his career at that time, and completely turned him round. But a fantastic man, and pass on my best wishes to his family.
Yeah. And finally, when he was harsh, when he wanted to be harsh, he could be really harsh. Sort of thing that you don't get so much nowadays. Is that fair?
Very much so. I think I'd had Jim McLean, so Jim McLean and Tommy McLean. I'd obviously worked with the two of them, and Frank was sort of similar mould, but you couldn't not want to go and play for Frank. And as I say, any time you saw him after I moved on, it was always great to catch up with. And as I say, just repeating myself, what a fantastic character and a fantastic man.
Great. Well, happy memories of Frank. Respect his family. Thanks, Paul. Good luck for the weekend.
Thanks, Neil.
Cheers.